everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Inside the Mastermind. I am going to have the great pleasure of introducing somebody that I work extremely close with. He's an amazing businessman, a great family man, and I'm just so honored to be able to have this pleasure to introduce Mr. Oh wait, hold on, my bad. The mastermind of Inside the Mastermind, Mr. Ryan Lipsey. Thanks, Ryan.
What's up, Haley? How are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
Good. Thank you. That's quite the intro.
You are truly a mastermind about business, and I think everybody who's had the pleasure of working with you and being on your team knows that. So,
well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's an honor to be here. We did come up with this concept on our team together. It was my brainchild. And so it's quite an honor to be interviewed on the thing that I came up with.
On the thing that you came up with. I like that. Well, you know, Ryan, you have an amazing family of 4, a beautiful wife, and you have a thriving business. And you run your title kind of as it's your own business. And what are your whys and how have you came about that? I want to hear some of it.
Oh, well, thanks, Haley. Yeah, you know, I do. I run it as if it were my company. I run it as though I were responsible for the P&L. And just the team, the admin, the salesperson on my team, and you. I think it's important that we go out and emulate the things that we're preaching, right? We go out and we motivate and coach and train a lot of mega teams, a lot of brokerages, a lot of different real estate agents, single operators, community banks, mortgage people, et cetera. And so you can't talk about it, you got to be about it, right? So I've always thought, man, I'm going to act like I'm the owner of the company, act as if, and then maybe one day I will be, but I'll at least take ownership of my activities and take responsibility for what I'm out there doing, and lead by example. You know, we come in, when you started in May, the first day I think you made 20 calls to agents, right? Because we don't just talk about prospecting, we have a culture of prospecting. We actually make calls. We go and visit our clients in their office. And I think it's important that if you want to see change, you have to be that change. If you want to follow the light, you have to be part of that light. And so we try to get in there and teach with these instead of with this all the time, right?
Right, and you know, I am so honored and blessed to be able to work and follow in your footsteps because I sure know that those are big shoes to fill and you're just an amazing person and I really appreciate just your business values and everything that you have. So kind of, you know, you work from mega teams that are doing 200 deals a year to individual agents that are doing a handful of deals a year. How do you structure that? How do you find that? Because a lot of people, you know, probably are like, oh, Ryan Lipsey, but no, you work with every single type of agent out there. So
it's difficult to thank you. I'm very blessed and I'm flattered by that. You know, I'm not usually a subject I spend time talking about. But to your point, no, we work with every agent because every agent has a value and every agent, as you know, becomes our friend and every relationship is valuable. So we put a premium on the relationship, not on the stats, not on the numbers, right? I tell people, and my clients know this, that I put a value on loyalty way over production, right? We value loyalty over production. I think that that's an integral part of my core values. It's in our mission statement that we want to be loyal to our clients by showing up. By, you know, it's a 7 a.m., hey, I have a listing appointment at 9, can you get me a profile? Like, we got to be there for them. Just like we ask them to be there for us when they have their need for title services, and that's why we work with loyal people. But I think that for a couple reasons, every person is worthwhile. Every connection is worthwhile because that agent that does 6 deals this year may go on to do 106 deals after a couple of years in the business, and they might go on and find a passion somewhere else or move out of state, but that connection and that value we brought to them will stay with them, and hopefully we leave a mark on their life that will bring progress to them and some type of a positive impact on their life. I think that's critical. I think that's what we're here to do, larger than just real estate, loans, title deals. I think we're here in this world to support each other and have to have each other's back. So people come to me, it's funny, I use the example of like Xandra. Xandra came to me with, you know, at 30 deals on the scoreboard, and now she's doing hundreds of deals every year. And, you know, I met her early on, and I gave her as much time as I did my biggest clients at the time, or John Reeves. John Reeves came with 13 deals to his name. And the very next year, he did like 80 deals, and the next year, 130 deals. And so I didn't know that was going to happen. I just sat with a guy that literally was in a bad spot, needed a business plan. We wrote one up, and thank God it's gone through the roof. But we do that for everyone that comes along, and I think you put a 10 on everybody's head and treat everybody the same, and you'll be better for it.
And that's what makes you an amazing businessman, because that's how you look at everything. And I can truly say that I see you practice that every single day, and I am very grateful to be able to be a part of that. And so, you've been in the business 18 years. You've had a lot of trial and errors and successes and just all over the scoreboard. And you've really developed a systematic plan for real estate agents. How did you develop that 4-step systematic plan? What changes took place? I mean, you were in during 2008, so I'm sure that's where a lot of the changes came. What changes affected that, and how were you able to kind of structure that plan to meet every agent's needs?
That's a great question. I take myself out of what my needs are, and I really plugged into what the needs of the client are, right? Our target audience, the agent segment of the population that we reach out to, that we ask to work with us, what am I doing for them? What can I do for them? So I stopped making it about me and what Ryan needed to have happen. And if you put enough people on the pedestal and shine a big bright light on what they need, and you help them achieve those things, then there's just kind of the reciprocity comes with that. There's no sell, right? There's no selling. Because if you just make a sale, then you have to come back and make that sale again and make that sale again. If you get in relationship with somebody and you have their back and they have yours, I think then that's an ongoing thing of reciprocity is just built in. And the way to achieve that is really give value, So early on, I found out that because before 2008, this business was a little different. Many of my clients remember those days, different time, right? As I settled into starting a family and being married, and that type of lifestyle was threatening my home life, So I found quickly that it wasn't for me. So the other way to build value was to speak the language of the agent, to overcome the obstacles that the agent faces, and that's lead generation and lead conversion. So I immersed myself in coaching, started with Buffini, then Tom and Mike Ferry, now it's with Rick Ruby and the Core, but all of that comes together for us to be able to come on here and spout off some really valid ninja type ideas and outreach campaigns that really lead to new business, because you know as well as I do, we end most meetings with hey, our real value proposition is for at the end of this year, you look back and see 3 or 4 deals that you closed that came from our efforts together. And if we do that, then we really win. And I can't tell you how fulfilling that is, because we've changed the lives of many real estate professionals, and we're going to continue to do so. And we do it by putting their needs on the table, not ours. Because if we help enough people win, then we get to come along for the ride, right? If you get, like Zig Ziglar said, you get enough people to help them get to where they're going, you're going to get to where you're going, right? And so I think it's a bottom up, it's an inverse pyramid. You put yourself at the bottom, people don't feel your weight, and it's easy to be involved with them and part of the team in the trenches with them. That's kind of the philosophy we try to live out. We're not perfect, the ego creeps up again, you gotta bang it back down, right? But I think if you give of yourself authentically and build value with people, real value that moves the needle, then all that stuff, the relationship becomes real.
I've seen you in action. I've seen it happen. So another thing too, you're in all this coaching and you're always listening to podcasts. You do tons of reading. He's always pushing me to continue to read books. He's like, how far are you on this one? Where are you at on this one? And so, there's so much negativity in the air, especially with market and all this stuff going on. Presidency, we don't even like to talk about it.
No.
And I've seen you be an accountability partner for agents. I've seen you get on the phones with your agents and just talk about life, talk about their issues. Now, that's something that you also do. And how do you pull yourself out of that mindset when everything else is so negative around you? You have to be that bright light. Now, how do you do that?
It's, it's a vigilant, everyday task that, but it comes from empathy. It comes from being in relationship with people, because this is not a title real estate relationship, it's a human relationship. And along with that comes spousal issues or financial issues or family problems. And you're right, people come and we talk about those issues as well as getting more listings and getting more buyers and stale listings and all the stuff we talk about. And so I'd be false as a friend if I weren't some kind of a person to come to about that, a resource or a sounding board. we get it, we hear it all, right? So you have to control your mindset, right? We just did a video on mindset, and garbage in, garbage out, right? So if you're listening to YouTube or listening to gangster rap, and there's a place for all that. There's recreational. I listen to gangster rap on my way in
Depends
sometimes.
on the mood.
Just to wake up,
yeah.
right? But mix in some Tony Robbins, mix in some Rick Ruby, mix in some Brian Buffini and the legends, Zig Ziglar, Earl Nightingale, these guys. Mix some of that in because you have to be planting positivity in the seeds in order to reap positivity, right? So I like to say that, I hedge any negativity by filling myself constantly and filling the empty vessel with positivity and education and learning. Because if you're not learning, then you're having atrophy in your brain muscle, right? If you're not growing, you're dying, that type of stuff. So immerse myself in enough positivity to where I have to deal with the negative experience of one of my friends or family. I'm able to do that and then compartmentalize and then get back into positivity. Yeah, so I think that's the answer.
Nice. Well, I think we can all say then we don't need therapists. Just call Ryan Lipsey, right? We got a title guy and a therapist.
Absolutely. That's only 2 of the hats that we wear every day. You go through the same thing.
Exactly.
You got to deal with me.
We're our own little crazy, but thank you so much, Ryan. And I want to say personally thank you. And I've seen you change agents' lives daily. You truly are a mastermind with what you do. And thank you just for being on the show and opening up how you do things, because it's really hard for people to kind of open up how they run their business. It's not a secret. People don't like to share it, but you do.
Well, I'm a big family guy. We got 4 kids at home, 13, 11, and the twins are 6 now. And I think I try to feel like we're extending that family feel to our clients, and we treat our clients like their family, So it's in my foundation, it's in my core values, and I just like to extend that through what we do in the business. And we have our corporate family going, where we have our little pod where we can be vulnerable, we can be real, we can get through adversity, and then put a bright, smiley face back out to the world. But those things happen. You have to process that stuff. So I'm grateful to be on the show. Thank you for nursing me through this process. But we're excited to have this, and stoked to be on the show. Thank you, Haley. Yeah.
You're very welcome, Ryan. And thank you, because you have changed my life, too. He truly has. And so, thank you guys for tuning in and listening to Inside the Mastermind. And please like, share, comment. Let us know what you want to hear more of, what you don't like, what we can change up. We really appreciate the feedback, guys. So Inside the Mastermind, Haley Collier with Ticor Title, Ryan Lipsey, an awesome person all around. So thank you, guys. Have a great day.